Good Friday morning, ladies and Fred Armisen. I hope everyone is doing well. This is your host, Gumball Head, for another episode of Road Rants. Stopping in to say hello. It's Friday, the 14th of March, 2025. Wheels are turning and we're on our way to work. Today's just going to be a quick blast, just because of the fact that this has been a week of reflection and a week of remembrance. This is the anniversary week of my mother's passing. She passed 3 years ago, and kind of took it easy a little bit this week. Guys, we're offering an amazing advertisement deal right now. You guys throw us $20 and we'll advertise the hell out of your business. You can get more information by sending us a message at normalismnecessarypodcast@gmail.com. And some of the free promos that we've given out there is for Flake-demic, giving some free promotion out there for Vinny Brigance at the Organic Hypnosis Training Center up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Free advertisement a little bit for our friends at Modern Viking Beard Care Company. And quite a few more. So we have a great opportunity right now for you guys to get it on the ground floor. We'll lock your rates in for a year. Shoot us an email and we'll start the process for you. So I had some people reach out to me over the last couple of days inquiring about mental health. And, it's kind of crazy how when we struggle a little bit with something, other people start to notice. And when people start to notice, some people get self-conscious about it. They get a little nervous. They get a little weird sometimes even. There's nothing wrong with getting a little bit of help, a little bit of love. And the more we spend time on TikTok chatting with our friends and our family and our supporters, the more we start to understand that our mission is important. The more we start to understand that the love that we generate and give outwardly is infinite. We possess infinite love and gratitude because we've been loved our entire lives. And we approach the world with gratitude and compassion, empathy. I talked to a coworker the other day from 6 years ago and checked in with them. Just said hello. And their life has completely changed since we worked together. Struggling with a few addictions themselves back in the day. They've pushed through. They've left a bad relationship. They found a new job. They found a new partner in life. They've gotten out of their hellhole of financial situations. They've overcome that addiction. Actually, they had a couple of them. And they're on their way to purchasing a house for the first time ever. They're enjoying their life. Now, as much as I would love to say, hey, I had a lot to do with that, I didn't really. That person had everything to do with that. That person was the one responsible for the overcoming of their adversity. But it's always nice to hear positive feedback from somebody when they tell you, hey, you helped me through this time of darkness. You gave me good information. You shared things with me that I never thought to look at, or in ways that I never thought to look at. This person and I conversed over the course of 2 or 3 hours that day. It brought a lot of happiness to myself. It brought a lot of joy to myself. Not ego, because I didn't do the work. I just said the words. Again, that's why we are Information Sharing Network, a grassroots organization. Now, the passing of my mother was the I love you, keep going portion of our lives. That some of the best advice I've ever gotten was I love you, keep going. And I know that my mom loved me, and I know that she cared, and I know that she raised me as best as she could, because I was a mama's boy 100%, still am. I still think about some of the advice that she had given me, and I'm still thankful for the fact that she's the one that taught me how to tie my shoes. I'm 46 years old, and I could not have done that task throughout my entire life if I wasn't taught by my mother, who taught me that at a very young age. Something so small can bring some of the biggest memories and some of the biggest happiness to our lives. We just don't realize it. We take a lot of that for granted. Now, last night we were on TikTok, and we don't usually do weekday TikToks, lives. Usually our lives on TikTok during the week are so that we can record a Podbean, or so that we can, get on there and drum up some business. And that's okay. We do these road rants because they're quick and simple, and they give us an opportunity to get some stuff out of our heads and get some things off our chest and work through some of the issues that we have. But I put some time and some effort in last night and really felt the love of the community, and really started to understand the impact that everybody in our community, the Gumball Head Sobriety Society, influences everybody else. The mental health aspect of things is imperative out there. And again, I'm saying this without ego. It's a matter of understanding that, a lack of presence is a presence in itself. And to eliminate that would be detrimental to some of our people, some of the people that we talk to. And to eliminate that would eliminate a very imperative cog in the mental health awareness chain that's out there. Now, mind you, again, trying not to approach this with ego, and there is some there, I'm not going to lie. I feel really good about being able to make that difference in people's lives. How can you not feel a little bit of ego and a little bit of pride when your wife, your biggest supporter, is constantly telling you you are doing good things, you are touching the right people in the right ways, and you are influencing people, and you are making the world a better place one person at a time? It's hard not to have ego with that, but the thing about it is all I'm doing is sharing either my experiences or the experiences of others. That's all. I'm not doing anything exceptional. I'm opening the eyes of people to see the world in a different way. And it's a beautiful thing. As I woke up this morning and I checked the statistics on my normal statistics check, as I was getting ready for work, checked the website views and visits, and I checked the Podbean downloads. We're up 17 more followers on the Podbean. We have over 200 more views on our website than we did last week. So obviously, our information is getting out there. Now, it's slow growth, and mental health is one of those difficult chambers to attend because not everybody likes to talk about their mental health. But we want to normalize mental health understanding. We want to destigmatize people asking for help. We want to destigmatize men who do have that ego, who do have that strong foundation, and help them understand that it is okay for men to cry. It is okay for men to show emotion. It is okay for men to love Christ. It is okay for men to understand that their purpose in life is not just to go to work and provide for their family, because they need love too. It's huge. It's a huge thing for men to understand that, because men are grown up. As they grow up, they're told as children, don't cry, knock it off, quit being a little bitch, you got to be strong. And as we get older, we think about that. And then when it comes to our jobs, we don't speak up when we need to, and we speak up at the wrong times. And I think women do that too, but being a man in society and understanding that mental health growth pattern has changed as I've gotten older, I pick my battles a little bit more wisely now. I've been a lot more lively at work, a lot more understanding, and a lot of that has to do with the weather. A lot of that has to do with the fact that I observe and I understand my own depressions and my own anxieties. I couldn't do that without talking about it on a regular basis. Now, yes, counselors are great. Therapists are great. They help you get that information out of yourself. But that information is more imperative to hear for yourself than it is for some clinician to tell you how to change the way you feel about things. A lot of us don't understand that. So last night, let's talk about our TikTok last night. Last night, we started working on a repurpose of a painting that my wife found in a dumpster. Now, the painting was pretty in itself, but it was mass-produced. It's a mass-produced production of a mountain scene. And this mountain scene was, when you got up real close to it, very grainy, very, less than remarkable, actually. And I actually made the statement last night that I was painting this to de-IKEA it. Take the IKEA out of the equation. Because it is something that you would probably find at, I don't know if it was even the IKEA quality. I think it was more like Timu, or however you say it, or Shine. Just a mass-produced mountain scene. But it's a great-sized picture for over our sofa, which is why I began working on this painting. So I began brainstorming over the last few days of things that I wanted to put in there. And Kendra said to me, hey, I want Nessie on there. So as soon as she said that, I started running with it. We'll throw Nessie in there, a mythical creature. Who knows if it actually exists? And when people make fun of others to think, those people that actually believe that the world is flat, those people that actually believe in Sasquatch or Bigfoot, those people that believe in Loch Ness. There's actually people out there that believe the dragons existed at one time. Perhaps they did. You see a bearded dragon or a chameleon, who's to say that's no different than anything else? There are squirrels that fly. And a lot of people in this world don't even know that there are squirrels that fly. So anything is possible. We just weren't around to see it. There's no way of documenting it. Did the Vikings actually slay all of their enemies? No. The Vikings were about community and protection. They were bad mother lovers, though. But they took care of one another. That's huge. That's community. That's Sangha. But in this painting, we added Loch Ness, the creature of Loch Ness, old Nessie. But there wasn't any water in the painting, so we had to create the water in the painting in order to put Nessie in the painting. It's just a silhouette. And then I was like, well, if we're going to do Nessie, we've got to do Bigfoot. And she was right. You got to do Bigfoot on there. So I painted Bigfoot. And then I was like, well, let's throw a dragon in there. A lot of you are familiar with the dragon from the movie The Never-Ending Story. Some of you may know that dragon as the white fluffy dragon. Or I used to call it the pillow dragon, because Falcorrrr was a white fluffy cloud, something that I wanted to rest my head on and relax when I was a kid. That story, The Never-Ending Story, was about an imagination, but that was also about overcoming adversity and pushing through shortcomings. It was a book, then it became a movie about a book. But in order for that to come to fruition, someone had to have an imagination to make that story come alive. And the only way that story was going to come to fruition was for somebody to tell that story in one form or another. And it probably started off as a exciting concept for a young author, which materialized into a book, which turned into a movie, which touched so many people of my age gap, or in my age category from our youth. So we added Falcorrrr, and Falcorrrr is now the primary visual focus in this painting. Now, one of the challenges involved in this painting are, I'm taking a poorly printed piece of semi-gloss or satin tapestry and adding detailed artwork to it, somewhat detailed. I'm not getting too crazy with it, but with that, as I'm painting, I realize that not only do I have to improve the visual aspects of this painting with adding things to it, but I've got to make this painting look a little bit more believable now. So I've started adding more and more details to it. I've enhanced the snow in the mountains, and I've enhanced some of the overgrowth, and there's a giant shadow from the foreshadowing of the dragon, and there's shadows around Nessie, and there's shadows around Bigfoot, and there's ripples in the water. I worked on this painting for a couple of hours, and I know that it wasn't going to be a one-and-done thing, and that's okay. I struggle with having, not getting things done immediately. I struggle with not pushing through these things, and it kind of brought another passion back. And as I worked through some of my past and understanding that my addictions caused me to tremble and helped me struggle with, the shakiness of being live, I also got the opportunity to dedicate that TikTok to my mom, the woman who raised me, the woman who taught me everything that I know, at least all the things that I learned when I was very young, such as tying my shoes. I would not know how to shadow if my mom hadn't taught me to tie my shoes. I would not know how to color blend if my mom had not taught me how to tie my shoes. I would not know how to detail, sketch, draw, or emphasize a painting or a tapestry if my mom had not taught me to tie my shoes. She put that confidence in me, and that confidence is far surpassed in this lifetime now, because even if people don't like the artwork that I'm creating, I at least get to do one of my favorite things, and that's teach other people a skill or a process. And while I'm no Bob Ross, I still have the opportunity to show people that it doesn't require a whole lot of anything. All it requires is a mindset to get out there and do something. Not my best work, but my wife said, "This is probably my favorite piece of work that you've done so far." Now, I argue that because there are other artworks that I've done that I was happier with. But the more that I work on this, I think it's more than just visual. I think that it's a matter of she likes the creativity. She likes the fact that it's fun and it's campy, but it's not overwhelmingly so. But most of all, I think that she likes the fact that it's bringing me joy in something that I do, and something that I've done for a long time and I had to put away because of my own mental issues. As I painted, I realized that I had approached the 2-hour mark, enjoying time and spending time with my friends and my family, just talking about things, not even anything important. I was talking about how I layer and I texture, and I wanted to outline everything just so that I could get the mindset of what I wanted on there, doing my undertones and the shading and the shadowing and, some of the texture techniques that I was doing, how I paint from the bottom out and I build those layers. It was important for me to do that. It helped me peel away those layers of the onion and work through some of the negative stuff that's happened to me in my life. Even though I didn't talk about those negative things, it gave me an opportunity to process that information to where I could produce a podcast on my way to work and spend some time with you, my followers, and help you guys work through some stuff that you may be struggling with as well. Guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Whether I know you in person, or I know you through social media, or I don't know you at all, you all matter. And I love that. I love that there's people out there that look for that advice because they don't know where else to look for that advice. That look for the solutions to those problems, even though they don't know where to begin looking. Sometimes that information just kind of happens. Sometimes that information just kind of happens on the podcasts that I produce. Again, without ego, I want you all to understand that it was important to me one time to receive information from somebody unsolicited, and it changed my life. And until our paths cross, stay strong, stay focused, stay sober, much love. Just stay. We'll see you soon.